riding on a freight train. She's riding on a freight train. She's riding on a freight train to see her love down in Tennessee. She can't afford a bus ride, too dangerous to hitchhike. She's riding on a freight train to see her love down in Tennessee. What's up, guys? Lewin here at GarageBand and Beyond. Welcome back for a very important home recording tutorial for anybody who wants to learn how to record the voice and the guitar at the same time. There's lots of different methods out there for doing this. The one I'm going to show you has two simple goals: sound good and give you the most amount of isolation between the two tracks, the voice and the guitar, as humanly possible. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the vocal microphone. When I record voice and guitar, I like to use any dynamic microphone, but primarily this one right here, the Shure SM7B. But any dynamic microphone will do a good job of, rejecting things that are outside of its picking up area, to use a common term. Basically meaning that, anything down here off to the side of it, you're not going to hear it. If you're far away from this microphone, you don't really hear it. If you're up on top of it, then you hear it really nicely and cleanly. But, it doesn't get a lot of the guitar track coming through it as you're singing, and that is a great thing, Now, the other thing is if you don't have an SM7B, the SM57, the Shure SM58, whatever, the AKG D5, stuff like that, any dynamic microphone will do a decent job as long as it's a microphone that you like the sound of yourself. You're on a good track with that. Now, on the guitar, I'm using a condenser microphone. This is a CAD E100S. This is one of my personal favorite microphones for recording the guitar. But any condenser microphone with a cardioid or hypercardioid setting, pickup pattern will work very well for this type of recording. One thing that I do here is I raise it up above the guitar, pretty much almost to the top of the guitar, and then I'll turn the microphone and rotate it down so the diaphragm is aiming somewhere between the 12th fret and the sound hole of the guitar. Now, depending on the guitar that you're using, you might have to go closer to the neck or more towards the body, so, brighter or darker. That's the way I think of it. But one of the things, that I do, like I said, I roll it over. So I tilt it, and when I look down at it from here, I'm almost looking right at the band on the side of the microphone itself. So, I'm very much outside of its area of picking up. And that's what you want, so you're not getting a lot of my voice on the guitar track. So what I'm going to do next is I'm actually going to play that thing that I played at the top here. And I'm going to turn off each one of these throughout the recording, and you can hear exactly how much isolation is happening between the two of them. You're going to hear the most from this one and a decent amount from this one. But this one is really the one that really does a great job of isolating the voice all by itself. So here we go. She's riding on a freight train. She's riding on a freight train. She's riding on a freight train to see her love down in Tennessee. She can't afford a bus ride, too dangerous to hitchhike. She's riding on a freight train to see her love down in Tennessee. Right? So you should be able to hear what a good job the dynamic microphone does of just getting the voice. And adversely, the reason I'm using a condenser microphone on the guitar is because it gets a much prettier, much bigger picture of the soundscape that my guitar is putting out. More highs, more lows, it's just a more complete picture. But that's the thing you want to use on an acoustic guitar. So, this is a pretty simple thing. The last thing I'm going to add, and this is sort of optional if you have the option to do it, it's something I recommend. I have a Focusrite Sapphire Pro 40 for my interface. Having that interface allows me to compress signals on the way in as I record them. So one of the things that I'm running even right now is the Scarlett compressor that comes with all of the Focusrite interfaces. When you buy them, you get this package of like a DVD with AU plugins on there, and one of them is a compressor that allows you to compress signals on the way in. I'm using one of the presets. It's just called Medium Squeeze, and I really use it just to sort of make sure that nothing I'm doing is peaking out. You know what I mean? I'm not there and controlling the volume knob. So I can't really, if something gets loud, I can't just turn it down quickly. I have to use a compressor. And I definitely recommend using a little tiny bit of compression on the way in when you're doing things like recording voices and guitars simultaneously. It just helps. That's it. It's a good technique to use. Now, last thing is, when you do mix these, even though you do have a bit of bleed through, especially on the guitar, you're going to hear, my voice on there. I'm not going to mix that like the voice is on there. I'm going to mix it like it's the guitar track and nothing else is happening. Same thing with the voice. Even though I hear a little bit of the guitar, I'm going to mix it like a voice. And that's it, right? I know this might seem like a no-brainer to a lot of you, but trust me, I've seen it. I get things and people are like, well, I was trying to accommodate the voice on the guitar track. And no, you don't want to do that at all. Really concentrate on, this is a guitar track, this is the voice track. That's just my best piece of advice. Follow those simple rules and you'll have a good time. Dynamic microphone for the voice, condenser microphone that's cardioid or hypercardioid. Lift it up, rolled down, and pointing at somewhere between the 12th fret and the sound hole, and go. Play. That's it, you guys. As always, please, lots of comments below. If you have your own techniques that are a little bit different than this but work well, please write those down. We love that kind of activity. And certainly on the Facebook page, we are always talking daily. Lots and lots of stuff happening on my Facebook page for GarageBand and Beyond. And don't forget about my website and my mixing services. I do mix songs for people, so if you want me to mix a song, check out GarageBandandBeyond.com for all the details how to do that. You guys, I'll talk to you later. Have a good day.